Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back. I am EBINOTTI, and today we're doing the full moon readings. So we're still behind. If you know, and you're watching this when it comes out. So basically, if it's relevant, the new moon Leo just crossed us. So we're still working with the full moon energy in terms of the collective, just bringing up the rear. It's a lagging energy, it's a behind energy, and there's a lot of it still at play. Excuse me while my leg is itchy. There's a lot of that energy of anxiety and frustration still at play in the collective. So we've got 2 elementals left. Sitting down, it did not take long. We knew right away it was going to be air today. There was a bang 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 kind of energy to it. And it's like, that can only be air, okay? So if you're new, we do the full moon readings and the new moon readings here, and we break it down in terms of the 5 elementals, okay? So earth, air, fire, water, and the ether or collective element, if you will. So the unified consciousness where we're all together as one. So many of the elementals are already up for this moon cycle. Please do check that out. Hang out on the channel if you want to. Make sure you're subscribed and all that good stuff so that you're notified as these cycle readings come out, and also for all the other stuff that we do here at EBINOTTI on the channel. Also, if you know there are programs and things coming out soon, so make sure you check out the description box down below for any links, my deck collection, because we do tarot readings here, but I have a massive collection of cards that we don't always see, so check it out if you're in the market for some new cards this season. Okay, so the air element under full moon Capricorn is feeling the very first, we're going to do the downloads first and then we're going to get into the cards. So the very first thing coming in for the air element was precision. There is this sharpened, fine point kind of energy within the mental space, which is amazing in terms of an upgrade, whether you're just getting a little hit or you're really starting to sink into this mental rhythm. It's feeling like you've been sharpening, you get into a rhythm, and bang, next thing you know, you have a perfectly sharpened, pointed object. Okay, so whatever it is for you within the upper chakras, the throat chakra and the third eye, so whether it's the mind or the voice, okay, it's not just about truth, it's about expression, which is your interests, your hobby. I'm an artist, so I'm always leaning in that direction, guys, but I'm an academic too, so I really love the research mode. Maybe you're a science mind or a whatever it is that gets your goat, we've been saying here. And hey, under full moon Capricorn, it's the goat all the way, because we've gone through the darker aspects with the elements already, and who knows what's going to come up for air. So far, we've got sharpened to a point, okay? So you can put that in a lot of different arenas. We're all unique and brilliant feminines out here, so feeling the tribe vibe in that one. But first and foremost, boom, we are getting sharpened. We are clear. Me and my mom were having a conversation yesterday where it's like it's in and out, the mental space is so sharp and precise, and then whoop, it's gone. So it's like, okay, where did that just go? And again, that's that full moon energy that you get where it's a full illumination. So it's these huge hits of energy, clarity, power, healing, and they can be fleeting. They could go as quickly as they came in. That brilliance is almost like psychotropic right now, okay? It's feeling very hard to explain and hard to kind of package if you're trying to, package up your whatever it is, your skills, and you're selling yourself a product, a new business, an idea, a hobby, blah, 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 fill in the blanks. We've also talked about full moon Capricorn as an energy being extremely ambitious. So the air element is masculine, and it's not just, again, about seeing truth and understanding things internally. That has everything to do with, right now, our ambition and what we want, what we desire. So let's talk about desire, because it's been a little while with this full moon Capricorn that we've kind of deep dived into desire, and here this is where everybody kind of understands how Satan plays a part in the darker parts of Capricorn. Lust and temptation, desire for things that are no good for us, desire for things that are not meant for us. So for those of us who walk that spiritual path, of things, you know, of being open and surrendering to things not being meant for us. So we go towards something as long as it feels like the path. And as soon as we are, you know, honestly redirected, we know that that desire was, and usually there's clarity and healing in those moments. It's a lesson. It's a, you know, again, healing and all that stuff so that you can move forward and past it on to the next desire, which is authentic. And that's the key, right? Sometimes getting to the authentic desire, we're thinking too small, and we need to be kind of coached into what our authentic desire would be, which is something way beyond what we can handle at the moment. So fear plays its part. You know, all that temptation and lust and desire for things that are not fucking meant for you, that's always coming through the vein of fear. That's why if you look at, you know, the world and the media and everything that we're kind of like indoctrinated with, it's always back and forth. Desire this, fear that. Desire this, fear that, okay? Welcome to the chakra system, my friends. That's just how, and that's why we break it down with the elements, so that we know where we are weak within the system, so we can get back in there and be like, whoops, just kidding. You know, we trust, as feminines, it's our job to attract, so we naturally kind of absorb. And if the mind and the air element for us is something that is a masculine energy, then we have to be trained and kind of like, you know, have a ritual, a regiment, a go-to for the subconscious in there. Otherwise, that system is likely programmed by something outside of you that you, at the very least, don't fully agree with. Okay. And on the other side of it, the darker side, it's just like not for your best interest. So you need to get in and set your own program so that your mentality is working for you. Okay, the next thing that was coming in as a download for air element under full moon Capricorn. What a beautiful full moon this has been. And I know it's been intense. I'm not saying all the events have been lovely, but the energy and the power that feels injected in the collective is so amazing. So the next thing that coming in is in that vein of power, and it's the imagination. Let us not forget that originally the power of the air element for us was in childhood, and that superpower hands down was imagination, because that's all we had. Whether we were nurtured in our environment into seeing all of the things that were meant for us laid out in front of us beautifully as an example, not likely a lot of us, but some of us, you know, and then we got to imagine ourselves living that life and that thing. Or for the majority of us, especially the strong feminine collective of EBINOTTI, I would say our base, you know, there was programming, there was distortion, and even perversion and abuse on the darker, heavier side of it, right? So the mental space had to imagine the things that it desired truly. And a lot of us as feminines really got into that imaginative space. So whether we were, you know, big into TV and cinema, of course, you know I'm gonna take it there. And just imagining, you know, all the things that we've seen as being available to us. So the styles, the language, the lifestyle, the belief system, the freedom, the power. You know, we saw rebellious girls on TV and we were like, oh yeah, that's my shit right there. And then again, the distortion is nothing but a lesson. If it didn't get you, it didn't get you, which means it was just a lesson, you know, no matter how heavy those lessons can be sometimes. But we're all in it together, right? And that's the key. We're here, we're in it, we're going to move forward from this point. So that's what we talk about, being neutral in our alignment. It's like, just get back to neutral for the sake of your own, you know, success and happiness and stability and all the good juice that you should be squeezing out of life. No matter what, you know, you've been through, has been done to you, you've done, it's at this point, just cut it and start with neutral. We can do the healing, we can do the progress, but neutral is that Zen life. If you hear my stupid fan system in my house right now, It's just doing whatever the hell it wants. Did you know that Mercury, that's the communication, right? Did you know that Mercury was retrograding? It just went retrograde. Like, if you're watching this when it came out, and your electronics, your communication, again, the brain to mouth, it's not always functioning. Mercury is retrograding. It's a communication thing. It happens a bunch of times throughout the year, and when it first hits, sometimes it'll hit you. This will be yours. This will be the one that gets you. Like, my car's whack, my laptop crashed, my light bulbs are going out left, right, and center, my Wi-Fi's in and out, and it usually ain't. What else? Oh my God, babe's phone got randomly cut off by accident. Like, they fucked it up, and then he called, and then they still fucked it up, and it's still cut off, and it's like, oh my God, what is going on right now? What is going on right now? So, in that vein of Mercury retrograding and that being, you know, tossing some chaos out here into the collective, just go with it. You know what I mean? Take it as a lesson in patience or optimism. That's where I like to keep it. Ooh, the bugs. You're lucky little fucker I didn't get ya. Sorry, you know, it's love and light and all that stuff, but like any lion, you come into my den, I'm gonna fucking eat you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna throw you outside. You know, whatever it needs to be. And I do not tolerate bugs in my space. Okay, let's get into this, my lovelies. It's time. We've already got one of our decks picked out. We'll talk more about imagination and stuff as we get going. 11:22 on the clock. I like the synchronicity of the numbers. But I want to start shuffling cards, so cheers to you. I'm just gonna have a little sip of my coffee. It's early afternoon-ish. Close enough. So cheers to you, whatever you're sipping. Okay, and we are going to start off with the Crystal Oracle deck. Yes, indeed. I'm not even going to pick out our second deck yet because I didn't know. Again, if you're curious about the cards we use, they are all listed down in the description box, as well as contact information if you want to book anything with me or you have any business inquiries. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because programs will be coming out soon that you can sign up for. Very exciting. I'm so excited to put up with programs. You have no idea. It's going to be so fun and so powerful. Ooh, cha-cha-cha. So I'm going to actually start filming the first program. I'm not sure if it'll be the first one that you guys see, but the first program that I'm filming, because it is a longer, chunkier one, I'm going to actually start filming late this week / early next week. Depends on how quickly I can get the rest of it done. So I'm stupid excited about that. I love programs. They've done the absolute most for me. I'm not a huge person that like invests in outside help, if you will. Like, if anything, I'll like, you know, get a free book and read it, or, you know, watch countless hours of self-help talks, or God, talks on so many things that are just helpful to self. You know, so if you're really into that self-help, independent study kind of program, deprogramming, because what I'm doing is really more deprogramming, and it's a supportive group that is independent. Like, there's no, I'm not a group person, you know, I don't need that kind of support. So that's, anyways, that's how the programs will be laid out in the beginning. Very independent, very private, you know, and that's the key. It's that safe space. So, okay, air element, full moon, Cappy, Capricorn. I'm loving the energy of full moon Capricorn. Sacred sounds, Chrysocolla. So this is our bottom of the deck theme to get started while we shuffle and get our cards for this reading. Sacred sounds, baby, you already know it. Whether you're music right now, singing right now, or doing, you know, singing bowls, tuning forks, the frequency music and meditative stuff that they've got all over YouTube nowadays with the, you know, all up in the chakra system, blah, blah, blah. I love the tuning forks. If I had to pick one, it would be the tuning forks. I also love piano, so therein is why the tuning forks. Babe's a musician, he's a metalhead, so I've got much of the sacred sounds up in my space. And I highly recommend that as a cleansing ceremony for yourself. You know, it's not just about moving the body, it's about allowing those frequencies into the body. So, you know, some sleep sounds, or bathing when you're bathing and stuff like that, or tuning forks out by waterfalls or rivers, oceans, lake beds, whatever, man. There's so much there just to help with the natural processes that the body is going through, whether you're, you know, trying to get super healthy right now. Felt that. Ooh, yikes. Wow, it's always the same cards in these decks. Look how beautifully the dark tones of these go together. So storm, shit, we have seen this energy recently, haven't we? If you've been around, this is going to be our card for the reading. We're definitely going to get another oracle deck out here. But we're going to start with our bottom of the deck, Petrified Wood with Beginnings. Now, I haven't seen this card around for a while, but we've definitely seen it on the channel before, like over a year ago. Petrified wood in terms of a crystal, or obviously petrified, it's wood. In terms of an elemental crystal to work with, petrified wood is really beautiful for any kind of process that you're doing, rejuvenating, rebirth, recreating, recovering, that kind of thing. So it's a beautiful healing energy, and it also helps with the natural cycles. The natural cycle. And that brings us very clearly, I already know that deck is coming out next, into this. So we talked about this recently as being a natural cycle out here on the earth. In terms of the entire planet that we live on, look at the concept of what naturally occurs. You know what I mean? This is natural static and pent-up energy and electricity busting out to the point of like extreme heat, light, energy, you know what I mean? So expect full moon, especially a double full moon Capricorn. Again, if you're new, go back and check out some of the more recent readings or anything you want to on the channel, but especially the recent readings, because we've talked about how that needs to go, you know, the natural cycle that we need to release the emotions, release the energy, and within the mental space, boom, clarity comes. Just like that, the emotions get settled, the storm eventually passes, but until the emotions are released, that energy is released, you know, you don't get that calm, serene energy afterwards. In that note, we're going to use the Goddess Oracle next. Oh boy. Okay, so because it's full moon Capricorn, we do still have to address dark magic in terms of, you know, evil and nefarious intentions, and you know how that can be affecting us collectively. We don't necessarily know what's going on in our neighborhood, in our communities, you know, in our strong faction belief systems, whether that's religion, occult, spirituality, or other. Okay, there's a lot of energy going on around us, so it's important to be aware, okay, of the physical body and also the energy system around it. Okay, so really starting to get aligned to the energy power center so that we not only understand it, we clearly feel it. It's like a sense now, a sixth sense, if you will. Yeah, when there's some energy around you or something coming in because it's around you, you feel it. And that doesn't have to be like stanky people around. Again, think of like the grid lines of the earth. We don't necessarily know what's going on in our communities and around us, but it can be affecting us. So getting very, very clear with the energy systems. Okay, especially right now, there's so much influence. This card just fucking, you know, if you've been around, you know, the synchronicities. There are so many cards in this deck that we have never seen on this channel. But that's that kind of dark energy that we're talking about too, right? That's that dark crone. There's a lot of power right now out in the collective, and that's why we talk dark magic and evil, because it is important to be aware, okay? We don't want to be ignorant out here, especially when we're not in our maiden phase. It's like there's no excuse now for ignorance. It's our job to lead, you know, to lead in our motherhood. Beautiful. Okay, one more. Oh, and we've got some poppers. Oh, I knew she was gonna fall. Again, a card we've seen a bunch of times out here. Let's give her a little go with challenge, the Sphinx. The challenge, indeed. So the feminine, sorry, we gotta cut it and then bottom. The feminine is having challenges with not being masculine. There's a second string energy out here for the feminine right now that is a challenge. It's a real challenge to not drive or be the one with the reins. You know, it's like we were raised to be independent and strong and all of that, but now we are coming into alignment. Our beautiful lovers here, we're coming into alignment with our counterparts, whether that's physically or spiritually, and that means playing second string, quote unquote. Okay, don't let that be triggering, but sink into the feminine natural role to nurture, to be creative, because it takes a lot of strength and a lot of attuning to the emotional guidance system in the physical body to be able to birth life and to create, you know, in the realm of business or science or psychology or all of the beautiful different realms that are available to create in out here for the free feminine. It's very powerful stuff, but the challenge really is to know well enough what a real partner looks like and to accept that deep down that's what the feminine desires, even if, you know, you don't desire a counterpart, you know, a boyfriend, girlfriend, lover in your life right now. It's like irrelevant. This is playing out in business or in some aspect of your life, right? So the challenge is real. Bottom of the deck. Okay, so this is our theme for this deck now for the reading. I love Tara. I love the centering Zen kind of energy here. Because we've seen, again, in the last, 6 months of readings, we've seen this energy come out to explain the feminine power of being always, active and safe and protective and capable. The capable energy of this type of Zen is like the feminine James Bond. That's why EBINOTTI is a brand. It's about being healthy and centered and sexy as fuck. It's like free and creative and artistic and beautiful and smells nice and it's abundant. There's always something good to eat. All those wonderful things. And that's what all of that masculine hard work, logic, and all of that is for. Is so that the feminine and the innocence and all, when they're done hard work, can come and be free and safe and centered and rejuvenated and loved on, and like all the gushy things are coming in, right? Because the storms, the wars, the battles, it has been so heavy and so real. So this is the calm after the war, and it takes a long time to get here. So the feminine, as a theme, we're cultivating that kind of energy now where we know we know what time it is kind of like the thing, it's, you gotta be able to discern that. I was just watching Bahati Life here on YouTube. If you don't follow Jess, I highly recommend that you do. I'll try to remember to link her down in the description box, but just look up Bahati Life. And she's an astrologer and she does tarot and stuff too. She's an astrologer, so she gave us that one there. And I just love it. I think it's really a powerful time to get into a feminine alignment if we can, and being able to discern what time it is and, to do what's necessary in the moment. That's why we align. It's to be active when action is needed and to be active when, whatever is needed needs to be done. So it's discernment, it's adaptability, it's capability. The intuitive gift of the feminine is being able to know what time it is. So that's what we align and activate. And that's one of the first programs, likely anyways, because I'm filming it first. That's one of the first programs coming out here for the tribe is Divine Feminine Alignment. And if in that we get our 2 cards, we only needed 1, but we got 2, and we've seen both of these beautiful goddess energies recently as well. Quat sorry, with grief. My tongue just won't listen. and Gildeptes with synthesis. So we've seen both of these energies. No wonder we're a little behind with that full moon. The grief is real and it slows us right down. Okay, the storms that have been out here have been like for real, whether they're from past lives, our honest past, childhood, people around us, our communities, our cultures, our nations, our planet. There's a huge synthesis that is happening naturally. Okay, naturally. The land dictates all. The sun and the moon and our little neighborhood out here dictates all. We have so little power in that sense. You know, what are you going to do to stop lightning? Like, you're the richest guy in the world, and what are you going to do? Exactly. That's why we're talking feminine energy, because logic only takes you so far. You have to have your intuitive gifts in check. And as the feminine, it's our superpower to be able to be intuitive and in step with the natural cycles out here, okay? So that's why we align, my people. That's why we align. Alignment is happening. Synthesis is happening. I almost started shuffling, but we're going to shuffle tarot next. Bottom of the deck for our reading, Yamaya with surrender. Look at the genie in a bottle kind of energy. And I love how I'm totally jiving with this vibe right now. Yamaya and surrender. Here's the thing. There again, if you look at her wand, right? The powers at be have your best interest at heart. And that's a really like, is this bitch crazy? Kind of thing to say. And I get it. But even if one energy is loud and it's dark, it doesn't mean it's the only energy at play. Everything around you will show you the pendulum is always in balance when it swings. There's no such thing as strong dark. And historically, dark has never won. Ever. You know, the little season, that's it. You know, I mean, shit, to us, it's like generations. So it's like really harsh because we had to live it. And historically, you can look back at many, many people who have lived, you know, really dark times. And that's the surrender. You know, Yamaya is just kind of like, know, not just like what time it is, know what you are, know who you are. I keep hearing, know who you are, know who you are. And then in the Lion King where Simba's like, oh God, what is Mufasa saying to him? I guess I need to go watch the Lion King now. But it's that energy of like, I'm going back, you know, because he remembers who he is and that whole vibe. So synthesis, we will talk grief and stuff. I'm sure Quat La Q is going to come up more in the tarot reading, but the synthesis is like, remember who you are, Simba. That was the line. See, it just came. It just came. Pa. Pa, pa, pa. And I wanted to do the crows today, but just naturally they ended up getting put away. And then here we are. I already know it's this deck. So this is the tarot deck for the reading intuitively. We are called in this direction with all the Simba references and all that nasty. So here we go. Tarot of the Familiars. We're going to look at all of the familiars type of energy and just see what comes up, you know. Timon and Pumbaa had their place, you know, in Simba's life. And in the grand scheme of things, that was natural because Scar had to be exposed. The evil in the land was starting to outgrow the good, you know what I mean? Like, and it was allowed to grow, and this is what happens, you know what I mean? And that's very, very much so the season that we're in right now, if you really look around, right? And that doesn't really matter where you are in the world because it's a little bit different depending on where you're located on the planet. Each nation has a sort of vibrational hold on its freeborn citizens. So that kind of magic is like, that's why the map is so important to understand right now, because those invisible lines are relevant. And here's the why of it. The people who run the world, who make decisions within the confines of those invisible lines, are running a type of magic. So you can call power, politics, science, religion, you can call all of those things on the micro level what they are, but on a grand scale of how power is used to control a generation and the next, that's just magic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big religious person, though I do, you know, count myself as spiritual, because I do believe in a creator and us being creation. Yeah, but that, you know, so you gotta know, again, where you're located. You don't have to know any of the details of the magic that's going on. You already know in your system, because it's a part of you. It's in your cells, in your skin, in your DNA. And that's why nobody is above you and you're sovereign out here. That's how we're all equal. We're all flesh and blood. Damn, these messages are just channeling through, baby. Okay, did we cut? I don't know. We're going to cut the deck. I'm sorry if we cut it already. We're cutting again. So that's how the mental space is, like, extremely precise and yet goes off on a tangent. Get up on that soapbox. The heart speaks free, or the mind speaks free, or something is speaking, and then boom, it goes, and you're like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Okay, King of Pentacles as our theme for the tarot to get us started. Look at that full moon energy. Look at that counterpart energy with the lovers over here. I gotta remember to close that door so you guys can see the full lovers. But that's what it is. Full moon Capricorn, that's the king right there. That's Capricorn. Full moon, it's all there. It's all, the symbolism is there if you can see it. Okay, so we're getting started in alignment. That's what this mental or air element energy is trying to say, just to get us started. It's a full alignment, a full activation. So you're doing great with the air element. And again, if you're not feeling like it's so aligned or it's so great, then you're going through that transformation or purge or whatever to get to that alignment, that type of synthesis that we're talking about. Lots of room to get out in nature to help the chakra systems naturally get grounded and rooted and aligned. Under full moon Capricorn, nothing is wealthier than nature. The original giver of to us in terms of luxury and wealth is nature. So, you know, get out there however you need to. First, energy out. Oh shit, I was like, did you see how shocked I was? I was not fucking prepared, but I have to remember, because as soon as I looked over as to where this card is going on our sacred altar here, Nine of Swords is a fearful, like a living nightmare kind of energy, but it's going right beside the storm. So I'm not surprised to see this level of fear. The more we earn, okay, or the more we understand, the more fear will come into it. It's like in ascension or spirituality, we describe it like this. On every level that you ascend to, whether that's your skills, your power, your energy, it doesn't matter. On every level you ascend to, there are new demons, we say, new challenges, new things to combat, and it's within yourself as well as comes from around you. So this is fearful, a mentally fearful energy. The storms are real, have been experienced, witnessed, felt, scarred up from, you know what I mean? And that's fine. And that's totally fine. You know, we are warriors out here, and that is not surprising. Okay, so the important thing to remember here with the Nine of Swords is the level of abundance that you've acquired because of understanding all 9 of those swords. That adds to you being a peer and a sovereign out here compared to, because you could be any age and feel extremely, you know, wise or powerful or experienced or as an expert, and other people could be like, no, you're too young. But if you have all 9 swords, no one can deny you. Okay, so there's a sort of the 3 aspects of the feminine, maiden, mother, crone, coming into this again, like it has been for a while. Not surprising, considering we're gearing up to do the feminine alignment programming together. It's like, of course, that's going to come into it, because we're meant to teach and learn and be most powerful together, whether we're alone and embodying maiden, mother, crone, or we're working as feminines together in our stages to teach and give and, you know, refine. So I can see some collaboration energy, people coming together to become more powerful, resources going there, skills and services going there. There's a really beautiful kind of trade energy as we get our second card out, the 6 of Earth, the 6 of Pentacles. That's that trade right there. And in the places where things are unfair and you've experienced some really harsh and shitty behavior from other human beings, just know that this is balance. 3 in, 3 out. This is the 6 of the lovers, where it's a choice. You do not have to live afraid that the same things that have happened to you are going to happen again, only if you let them, only if you choose them. Okay, you can choose equal give and take. You can choose easy money. You know, you can choose to work really, really hard for really, really, really good results. You can choose to, you know, back it up a little bit and split things. 3 here, 3 there. That's the balance, and that's the choice, okay? Oh, we got a few. We got a few. Okay, central energy in our third card out. 6, 6 back to back. The 6 of Cups and the 6 of Water. So with the 6, 6 back to back again, signifying there's absolutely nothing to be fearful of here. There are beautiful balances all around you. This is some inner child work, or some, you know, with the planets retrograding and stuff, things from the past, so reflection. Even since we're talking the air element, communication, conversations, getting things off your chest emotionally, mentally, you know, sewing up some wounds and doing that sort of emotional work. It's really beautiful. Fourth card out, we've got the 7 of Wands. There's some serious abuse, abusive people out of balance, people who want what you've got. I feel envy coming off of that energy. So, you know, where I don't often give the advice to get up on your high horse, but that's kind of what I heard. So I was like, okay. You know, this is like, yeah, if you can't be playing around in the muck anymore, then it's time to get up on your hilltop, you know, climb up into the tree, and bring a stick with you so you can beat anything off that comes up there. You know what I mean? That's a type of energy. It might be time to spend some time alone, okay? Fifth and final card out before we clarify, Major Arcana 21, the World. So, you know, the cycles that we've been through are absolutely necessary. It's time to move on, though. The World is a huge congratulations, well done. It's also the closing of a major cycle for yourself. So getting really used to harmony, and instead of being prepared for the storm. So there's a lot of trust energy coming into this. Again, we read the feminine, and the feminine is about knowing who and when and where to trust. You know, that's the discernment. That is the superpower. That's the intuition. It's like, you know where to invest and where not to if you're playing the intuitive game. And that's the key, right? Like, in reality, this is storms in the world. This is not a game. This is, you know, some pretty serious stuff, especially for some of us. We're really feeling that sort of, you know, when grief and the wars, the battles, the storms, the injustices, the pain, the abuse, the perversion, when that's been really, really real recently. There's this type of, you remember we saw Yamaya with surrender. There's this type of energy of oh please God, no, or oh please God, no more, you know. So getting really, really, really grounded, and really like, this is talking to the ancestors, this is talking to spirit, this is, you know, your spirit out in the bush crying it out, or in your car singing those tunes. You know, this is the release, this is the surrender. This is very, very important for healing right now. So let us not forget, no matter what phase we're in right now, we have a lot of power, we have a lot of things, opportunities available to us. This is 3 free wishes, baby. That's what that is, okay? Don't doubt that for 1 second. And the reason I say doubt so easily is because right under Yamaya on the deck, I couldn't help but see her. We've seen her recently, Rhiannon with doubt. That's the maiden phase, okay? We know as EBINOTTI how easy it is to slip in maidenhood. And that's why the elders are so important, okay? Okay, we're getting into our clarifiers next. Oh, we got a 1. Under our 9 of Swords, our first card in the reading, we get the 3 of Cups, okay? Okay, this is emotional support and beautiful feminine tribe energy. Okay, this is inner circle energy. So if you can't handle it mentally and get yourself to clarity, go to your friends, go to your friend group, go to a feminine energy that can be a cheerleader, be supportive, give you some clarity that it's not just storm, that the storm has passed. You know, however you need to trust and really hear that message that the storm has passed and you can relax. Absolutely. No more need to be said there. The storm has passed. You can relax. It's time to, you know, be prepared to receive, and when it's called, to give. That's why we've got the 6-6 coming up here. Cheers to you. It's cold. Oh, it's not as good when it's cold. It's really not. I'm drinking a Nescafe sweet and creamy. I'm so sorry, my voice is so my voice is so broken right now. The throat chakra is really going through it. If you've got sinus issues going on with your third eye or your mind, the ears, the sinuses, the throat, the lungs, the deep lungs, there's that grief right there. Okay, we've got our next clarifier. Ooh. So clarifying our 6 of Pentacles, we get the King of Fire or the King of Wands. Wow. So the masculine, you know what I mean? All that energy up in there. So capable, trustworthy, inspired, taking action, ready to take action, already taking action. Okay, so a beautiful, trustworthy energy here. Again, just saying all the stability is there. The mental game is there. It's healthy. It's strong. It's capable. Let me see when I put it down. What else we get? Yeah, in the dark, because this is like, these are on diagonal from each other. In the dark, things do get scary. So this is sort of like being afraid of the dark. I'm kind of getting that energy. But as a symbol, being afraid of the dark is really just fearful of certain things that are unknown, unseen. It's like a really uncomfortable feeling physically, but these two energies, air and fire, are both masculine, and this is, again, natural. When there is real stuff going on out here, real opportunities available, real power available, the type of energy and power that the masculine master of fire has, that's like, you know, ruling kingdoms, holding wealth, you know, celebrating with the 3 of Cups, all of the wonderful things, capable of investing and cultivating, because he has that kind of money and time and the creative mind to kind of see talent and know where to invest. Again, there's a lot of intuition that king holds, being the King of Fire. So again, intuition being very important here for our divine feminines out there. Trusting, really learning to trust, slowly if we need to, or all in if we can. I just heard King of Fire, that's an energy worth going all in on, because it's clarifying the 6 of Pentacles. It's like that's an amazing investment available to you, or, you know, a company, a brand, a business that you're capable of starting, something like that. If you hear any noise in the background, it's just babe. Okay, so centrally under our 6 of Cups, we get Major Arcana number 5, the Hierophant. Look at that beautiful full moon energy again, and the alignment. So the Hierophant has been coming through as this beautiful philosophical energy lately, and that's how it's coming through still. But again, it is not a joke that the factions that have had much power out here for a very long time are still doing what they do out here. And their game is changing. So there's a lot of action in that realm. So taking the time to really stay in alignment so that the mental space has the clarity that the full moon offers. Look at how well the mentor and mentee relationship is there. That is full focus. Again, that fine-tuned, sharpened to a point kind of energy. Look at the precision and focus. Nothing is more important than how you feel. And if there's some stuff from the past that you need to focus on right now, there's the message. Okay, that storm has passed. It's time to let the sun come out yet again. Leo season is upon us. If you don't know, I'm in Western Canada. So it is the summertime up here. And it's just feeling really good, really intense, because we're having like all these heat waves, and there's lots of forest fires that go on sort of in my area this time of year, and that's all doing what it does. But it's feeling really, really good to get some energy into the collective, feel that kind of hope and inspiration, and get ready and geared up to work very hard. So whether we're already working hard and about to go into a slow period, or it's been slow and we're about to go into like a really big hard work season, okay? Looking forward to it either way. Either way with the success. So again, full moon Capricorn, ambitious. Tempting in the dark, of course. So the mental space being in alignment is always very important. What's being under attack is everything innocent and pure, and all of the factions, okay? The patriarchy, the religions, the occult, the power, the dominance, the lack of, you know, transparency. So the truth coming out and all of that, that's the key, right? If that's what's under attack, then that's also where there is the most opportunity. So getting ready, getting in synthesis, and just surrendering to whatever comes next, not being fearful, because it's just the name of the game, baby. It's a good day to die. If you don't know, EBINOTTI as a brand and a concept and a feminine divinely out here is very okay with mortality. If you see my lovers here, have already crossed over. Okay, we got one. Oh goodness, under our 7 of Wands in our 4th line out, we get the Empress, major arcana number 3. So on one side we've got our King of Fire being all kingly and masculine, and on the other side we've got our Empress. She's the queen of all queens. Defending ourselves, standing up for ourselves. Let's talk the air element when it comes to, you know, the defense, speaking our truth, not allowing any kind of disrespect or anything like that, because we can't control how other people are going to act. And if we can't, you know, choose who's in our energy, we can always choose to leave the space. And that's the key. It's the power that you have to be the queen of queens, sovereign on this land. Sovereign. And I love the mothering energy, which we often forget about. We, meaning me, often forget about as a reader here. The Empress is the mother, you know, so that's that phase that Yamaya is talking about. You know, surrendering to what can be protected and what can't, because it's a natural, fated, cyclical event. And it's the timeline that we're on, and it's our part. It's our part in the whole shebang-a-dang out here. So divine feminine energy out to speak on it, to be healing and protective and powerful in any way that it can. And if today's the day, you know, then we're going to do it our way. And if our power is stripped from us, then you can't take this. You know what I mean? You can't take this. The spirit, the truth, the power, the sovereignty. You know, you will face creation. You will face creator with what you've done. You know, that kind of energy. So it's feeling very mama, because she's right beside the Hierophant. It's like mama horse here is very sweet in terms of an energy, the horse, but you see the wisdom and power of the feline and the owl behind her, giving her, you know, all of that diverse energy and wisdom that she has. So it's like, wow, the High Priestess is coming through, because he's known, the Hierophant is known as the priest. The High Priestess energy is coming through just to be like, you know, the mother of the fucking cosmos kind of wisdom here. And that's the power, right, of no matter what, you can't take this. And whoo, and I will defend this 7 of Wands with my life. Woo. So, you know, drawing those lines in the sand. Drawing those lines in the sand. Boy, oh, it's got that warrior energy. Well, that's the thing, is we didn't see any knights out here, you know. What we've got is like the world, the king, the empress, the priest. Like, you got the whole fucking court out here. The knights and the armies and stuff, they're outside the gates, like, already lined up in formation when the whole court is convened. The whole army is out there in formation already for, like, since last night, since sunset. You know, it's tomorrow morning and it's Crown Council time and everyone's together convening. Fascinating. Okay, we got our final card, and then bottom of the deck, the Four of Swords. Because we started our first card out with air, I love that bottom of the deck is air because we're reading air. I haven't seen it, so let's see it. Under the World, our final card out, clarified by our final card, the Seven of Cups, or the Seven of Water. So we've seen 2 6s. Now we've seen 2 7s. Okay, this is that energy of 7-7 is beautiful. It's lucky, but that's why Yamaya's like surrender. It's out of your control. It's fated stuff. It can be very emotionally confusing for the human, you know. Within the 3D, we're living logical lives in the realm or the matrix or the whatever that's set up for us. And a lot of times we have no concept in our logical masculine air element of, we have no answers, we have no concept, we've got a lot of feelings about it. Some of us are really good at explaining those things, and it sounds good enough that everyone fucks off and doesn't need any more answers, but other times it's like, you're gonna have to give me 15 minutes to explain to you what the fuck I'm doing right now. Or, you know, if someone's like, how are you? And you're like, I could go on for a while on that, but I'm good, how are you? You know, so understanding that it's part of the natural cycle with the world here, and the process is a little out of our control. Many opportunities, everything's feeling in alignment, but it also feels like the synthesis maybe isn't totally complete, and emotionally we're up and down. Okay, so doing what we have to stay in alignment and surrendering to, you know, whatever comes next. It's a I'm ready kind of energy. On the bottom of the deck, the Four of Swords tells us all about how reflecting and recover, I'm like, is that a word? Yes, it is. I don't know why it sounded so weird all of a sudden, but reflecting on and recovering from past traumas, or, you know, recent wounds, or whatever it be, whether it's a physical wound or an emotional one. The mental space really needs this time. You have to cleanse the mental space so that it can be powerful and in alignment, so that the whole system functions. Because I can tell you, when they say the mind is a powerful tool, it's so powerful that mind can overcome matter to the point where you can make yourself sick with stress. Everybody knows it now. We don't even try to pretend that's not a thing, okay? So with the shifting of the timelines and the newness coming into our mental space, we have to allow, okay, this is about resting, recovering, and reflecting on all the beautiful, wonderful things. The journeys that we've been on, the growth that we've had, our successes, even our fears. You know, some of us, and I've talked about this under this moon cycle already, going from horror to Disney. It's like shadow work, inner child work, back to back. And that's what's feeling the most imbalance and powerful, giving that alignment, adding that healing in. Okay, so that's what we've got for the air element under full moon Capricorn. Only one more, and we finally wrapped up this cycle, since we are a little behind. Again, make sure you're subscribed and stuff, because we've got tons and tons of content coming out. New Moon Leo is already here, so that is very, very exciting. That's a really beautiful, creative, brave energy. So I can't wait to get into that one, but we can't just skip over this stuff, right? The grievance and the, you know, these are real, especially full moons. Everyone knows you go a little crazy with a full moon. These are real energies that we're going through, okay? And we're a little behind on it, but it's just how it's got to be right now. Trying to keep ourselves emotionally regulated is going to be the most helpful there, obviously. Okay, so please give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Stick around on the channel and check out other readings. I'm probably going to pop to it and get the next one out ASAP. Okay, I love you so much, and I will see you on your next reading.